Welcome back to another exciting episode of Game Week 39. My name is Katishorosho Matiza, and I'm your host for this episode, and I'm never alone. Never ever alone. I'm with my co-host here, Mario. We're back for another one. What's up?
What's happening, Game Week 39 world? We are back with another one. You know what
yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Never riding solo, my guy. You always got me.
Yeah.
Even though it is raining, it is pouring in the football world and in real life, I guess you gotta roll with the punches.
You know what it is. You know what it is.
But then I've got the supporting crew, the background boys, as we call them. They also crying about Manchester United. So the solidarity in numbers, my brothers. The solidarity in numbers. But yeah. I'm committed to the job. I'm here. Got to do what I got to do.
We'll talk a bit more about that, but maybe just to drop the headline of the episode, something that you guys can be thinking of that we'll probably touch on, what to do with Cole Palmer. Huh? What to do with Cole Palmer. I think now we're counting down to the fourth game. I think the last time we touched on Cole Palmer, you mentioned that it was only just 2 games. Probably now, I think it's the 3rd or the 4th game without him returning. So the question is, what do we do with Cole Palmer? But we'll talk a bit more about that as we go on. But yeah, man, sticking with Chelsea, we wake up Saturday to 3-0 from Brighton. Mario, what do you think went wrong there? But maybe before you also add to this, I mean, we do talk about football throughout, probably every single day. You did mention that you are frustrated by your manager, by the way that he just, I don't know, you probably correct me if I'm wrong, or rather I even heard some of the guys that I was playing with the FIFA side, they're mentioning that, one of the frustrations that they have with the manager is that he just seems to not have an alternative way of playing. He seems to play the same way. Are they correct in saying that?
For me,
what is your opinion in that?
I can understand a manager being stubborn, stuck in his ways. Maybe he doesn't have the players to play the way he wants them to play.
Yeah.
Or maybe the players are taking a bit longer to understand the style or what the manager wants from them or how to play that style.
Yeah.
It seemed to be working just fine with the earlier part of the season.
First half of the season, yeah.
My issue with Enzo Maresca, and I want you to listen to me, Enzo. You do not have a winner's mentality. Your press conferences are uninspiring. That is my issue with that man. Thomas Tuchel gets into Chelsea. First press conference, he comes there, he says, I don't have a 5-year plan, I don't have a 3-year plan, I don't have even a 2-year plan. Because I don't know where I'm going to be in 2 years or 3 years or 5 years. I came here, I'm a winner, I've got a winner's mentality. Chelsea is a winning club throughout their history.
And he won.
And he said, the aim is to win. It's to win every competition we compete in. And Enzo Maresca is telling us about when I was hired here. I was told that I've got 2 seasons to make top 4. 2 seasons to make top 4. Like, what the hell? What is this man on?
All right.
Like,
I think you can hear the frustration from Mario.
So hence the results match the mentality. The lack of Mamba mentality, as Kobe Bryant would say. Yeah. The lack of mentality to win.
No.
So that's how 3-0 comes about. Mona, you can have 70% possession like Chelsea at 30% to Brighton.
The mentality is not there.
Mona, no shot on target.
That is so shocking. When I saw that, I was just in disbelief. I'm like, how is that even possible? But enough
with
about
70%
Chelsea.
possession, what are you doing with the ball?
Enough about Chelsea. Maybe let's also give some flowers to Brighton. Mitoma did very well. Minte, we've been speaking about Minte. He also showed up. Danny Welbeck, he seems to also be back in the points.
But it's hard to speak about what Brighton did well when Brighton got absolutely smashed by, is it Bournemouth? Or is it Newcastle? One of the two, but they got manhandled. It was 5-0 or 5-1.
Yeah, but listen to this. They manhandled Chelsea twice back to back.
Twice back.
FA Cup and also in the Premier League. So I think they do deserve some credit.
Chelsea is just weak. That's what's happening there. Chelsea is just weak. The manager's mentality is weak. And that's why we started to ask questions like, what do we do with Cole Palmer and whatnot? You start questioning Sanchez. How is Sanchez supposed to make a save when the manager. We don't even have faith in
All
the
right.
manager. But then to speak on the goals that Brighton did score, Menta, I think he played well. He was electric on that right hand side from the highlights that I saw. Because I didn't watch the game because I don't watch your games anymore because you got loser mentality. But he played
you
well.
wear the shirt.
He played. No, I support the badge. I don't support the clown, the players. I was supporting Chelsea long before anyone in that team was even playing. And just before my Eska was even a football manager. But Minter played well on that right hand side. Natuma took his chance well. I don't know what's going on with Chelsea because that is the second time in 3 or 4 weeks we conceded a goal, a direct goal like that, where Edison kicked it to Haaland, but then granted Sanchez was outside his 16-yard box. But then same with Metoma. Keeper could have done better with the Minter one close. I mean, your near post. You can do something.
I think we can scrutinize that in so many ways, but I think what really matters at the end of the day is the scoreline, which was a humbling scoreline. But let's move on, Mario. Leicester 0-2 Arsenal. Earlier on, I was just speaking of Merino from Arsenal, and how he was confusing me for some sort of a forward by the 2 goals that he scored. I thought like they were really good goals that he scored, and I was saying to you that should he go on to be the solution to Arsenal's number 9 problem, he could be a good asset for FPL managers given his market price. Your thoughts on that game?
Yeah.
But again, they were playing Leicester City. Yeah.
Okay, 1, they were playing Leicester City. Yep. 2, that's Marino is not a striker. He's about 6'2". He's a tall guy. Yeah, he's quite tall. But he's a holding midfielder. Yeah. Can be a creative midfielder as well.
Quite impressive from a holding midfielder to finishing like that.
Yeah, I mean, you're 6'2". The ball comes to you like that. Yeah. Unchallenged. It was like in slow motion. I would expect a 6'2" for professional footballer to be able to hit the ball. I mean, you're one of the taller people on the field. I'm sure you practice that. You should practice that considering your height to make yourself an asset in that team. The second goal, Leicester were ball watching. I mean, Trossard is coming down that left-hand side. Some of the defenders, there were 3 defenders in the box. They're all watching Trossard. Yeah. They're not looking around them to see any Arsenal players making runs into the box. Marino himself was shocked to get that ball come to him because he's literally walking into the box or like light jogging into the box at the back post, and then he puts it in. But a player I was impressed by because I did just check the highlights just before he jumped on. Yeah. But the player I was impressed by was Ethan Nwari. I hope I'm saying your name correctly, my guy. Yeah, young, hungry. I could see it. Like every time he went forward. Actually, everything that, even the opening goal, it was his assist. He's the one who crossed the ball into the box. Before that, he had a nice left-footed shot that just narrowly went off over the bar. And then he had another shot with his right foot, which came off the frame of the post. So, I mean, he plays very well. I like his style. It's aggressive. He looks like he's got good touches on the ball. He looks like he has an eye for goal. And with Arsenal, with so many injuries in their front line, so many injuries, they're going to need people to, like Arteta said, they might have to consider some defenders playing in those 4-3 positions. And he said Calaferi as one of them. Right. But then Ethan Nwari is a good option because I think it's 4-point-something million. All right. And I think he's going to get a lot of minutes for Arsenal.
You heard, managers. That's a scout from Mario. Ethan there, and I think I could say probably not necessarily buying into the Merino that I was talking about, but I still say Merino, if he can continue to score some goals, yes, I mean, it's a good one. Aston Villa 1, Ipswich 1. Disappointing for myself. I think in the previous episode, during our show and tell episode, you did see that I had mentioned activating my assistant manager. So I was hoping that at least Unai would get some good points from this fixture.
You activated it on Unai.
I did. I activated on Unai, and do you know why I ended up going with Unai? Because I was saying I'm gonna go for slot, right? I had money for slot. Guess what? I still have Kwanzaa on my bench.
And you reached the threshold for 3.
And I've reached the threshold for 3. So now I got with Unai. I think he was the second most assistant manager selection with about I think 44%. I stand to be corrected. But yeah, I'm currently sitting on 4 points. I'm not too optimistic, and I don't want to be optimistic because they play Liverpool. But yeah, your thoughts on Aston Villa versus Ipswich? One.
Yeah, I saw a bit of highlights from that game. It's a funny thing. Ipswich go down to 10 men. They go ahead. They score first. 10 men in the first half. And then they go ahead. They score a goal. And then Aston Villa come back, score the equalizer. They played well. I think Ipswich.
Watkins and Didap on the scores on the score sheet.
Yeah, he did.
Rashford with an assist.
With the assist, blind of a free kick. I don't know if you saw it.
Yep.
He hit the free kick, came off the top bar, came back into play.
This is Rashford now.
Yeah, Rashford. He won the foul, first of all. He played quite well.
He got 3 bonus points.
Even going backwards, I remember there was an action where they wanted to hit on the break and he chased back, he tackled the ball out, he picks up the ball, he's beating players, looking like a young Jadon Sancho when he first got to Chelsea. And then he went into the middle, weaving in and out. They brought him down on the free kick. Yeah. He smashes it against the post. Only Watkins gets the rebound. So it's an FPL assist, not an actual assist. Yeah. But 25 shots, I think, Aston Villa had in that game. 25 shots. So
quite disappointing for Aston Villa. And the assets that we did bring.
It should be disappointing for Villa that they didn't win that game. But I'm sure they'll take a lot of positives from it. Yeah. Liverpool playing the way that they did. Quick pivot to Liverpool and that 2-1 win over Wolves. Yeah.
We'll touch on that fixture as well.
They were lucky to walk away with anything in that Wolves game. But yeah, Villa might be able to make Liverpool pay tomorrow night. Seeing as we're recording on Tuesday night and they play tomorrow.
And since you already brought up the Liverpool fixture, that 2-1, yes, away at Molineux, and a slot did mention that they needed to dig deep in order to get that result. Maybe you can just continue on that analysis.
Like I said, Liverpool very fortunate to come away with anything, let alone 3 points. First half, Wolves and Liverpool have 6 shots on target. That's when they scored their 2 goals with the penalty from Salah.
Mohamed Salah,
Wolves had 6 shots. Very aggressive. It was a back and forth. Unlucky not to score any of their goals. Second half, Wolves absolutely tear Liverpool apart. Liverpool defended basically for that whole second half. Hence, they conceded that Cunha goal. And
Alisson Becker with 3 saves and Jose Sa with just 1. So I think it speaks about the action.
16 shots, 10 shots. Liverpool didn't have a single shot in the second half. Not a single shot. Wolves had 10 shots on goal in the second half. Ended up 16 shots to Wolves, 6 to Liverpool.
And with no surprise, right? From our side, we see a very familiar name, Cunha, on the scoreline, and also taking sharing 3 bonus points with Luis Diaz.
Yeah, Cunha could have absolutely scored a hat-trick in that game. He's been, since signing his new contract, he's been an absolute killer. And I find it difficult that, after he has 2 decent fixtures, which are not like green, but then after these 2 fixtures, he has about a run of 4 fixtures, which are green. So I would be looking to bring in Cunha pretty soon. I would say in the next 1 or 2 game weeks.
Yeah. So he plays Bournemouth, he plays Fulham. Those are level 3 FDRs, and from there, as you're saying, it's green.
City, so I'd keep an eye for him maybe just after that Fulham game.
And good for managers that are looking for alternatives for the likes of Isak and the likes of Gakpo
as well.
Given that he doesn't blank on 29.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So a good option to bring in with the form Wolves are picking up. I know they're fighting relegation, the battle, but I don't think they will. I think the 3 teams that came up are gonna go down, like I predicted. Yeah, and Wolves will survive comfortably. Seeing as they're the closest to the relegation spot, anyone above Wolves is like 10 points away from relegation, so there won't be much of a battle this year.
All right, let's move on to this one, Mario. Fulham 2, 1 Nottingham, right? We had a discussion about this one in the previous episode, and we're talking about Chris Wood specifically. And I did mention that anything could happen, but Chris Wood is bound to be somewhere on that scoreline. And you did agree with me, and we see that 1 goal from Nottingham coming from Chris Wood. But your take on the fixture, Fulham 2, 1 Nottingham.
Yeah, Fulham picking up a nice bit of form at a nice bit of time, isn't it? Chris Wood, like I said, he has a hard-on for goal scoring this season. And so I think he's in the form of his life.
Yep.
He will never see it like again, this form that he is seeing. He must count his blessings, count his lucky stars, and just enjoy the ride, because I think Chris Wood is a cool guy and everything.
Yeah.
But nah, not like this.
It's not like
Not like
so,
this.
so for FPL managers like myself who still held on to Chris Wood, he only scores 1 goal, but goes on to get all 3 maximum bonus points.
Yeah, no,
That is a good asset. That is a great asset.
It's quite threatening, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's quite threatening.
Yeah.
But Fulham been in good form. They on the come up. I think they dominated most of that game, to be fair. You could have found 1 or 2, 3 bonus point deserving players in that Fulham side, Barcy, Smith Rowe.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wood, Chris Wood, yeah, he's doing it good.
He's doing the things.
He's doing it good this season.
Man City 4, Newcastle.
Quite disappointed.
Mamouche comes through with his first hat trick in the first 3 games. Nah. So I think it's this third game playing for Chelsea. For City.
Yeah, if we're not
Yeah. What was your take? I didn't get to watch that game, but I've just been watching a lot of our fellow FPL analysts, and they've been touting bringing in Mamouche. I wouldn't be surprised if our friends at FPL Hub are also indicating price rises for him. I think when I last checked, it had gone up by 0.1% at 7.1 million.
0.1, but those are the panic buyers.
Those are the panic buyers.
We know them well here in FPL.
Those are the knee jerks.
They are tried and tested players. I mean, Man City is about to go into a gauntlet of fixtures right now. They play Liverpool, Tottenham.
Yep.
Okay, Tottenham is not that impressive.
Yeah, you never know.
But then,
you never know that.
They put Manchester United like a baby on the teeth and like suckle them to sleep. As our cameraman will know. I mean, that was the guy Dagu.
Yeah.
Hey, don't start that nigga. What was he doing? And I mean, is it Zexi? Oh my God.
Mario, let's first finish Man City for this.
Man City
Newcastle,
for Newcastle. They absolutely dismantled it. Malmo's 3 shots, 3 goals.
Yeah.
Like I said, kudos to Ellison for breaking the record and being above and beyond the only keeper to assist 6 Premier League goals. I mean, the greatest keeper of all time, Peter Cech, couldn't do that, but our greatest Premier League keeper.
I think you meant Edison, not Ellison.
I said Edison.
Okay.
So why would I say?
I think just for thinking. I thought I heard Edison.
Ellison is useless.
Okay.
I mean, why would I talk about Ellison?
Okay.
But
Edison, yes.
Okay, but Edison is just as useless. But they don't make them like they used to anymore, man. Peter Cech, come back. We need him. I should be the last criticizing anyone's goalkeeper, my friend.
You have the
with
worst.
The situation that's happening at Chelsea.
It's terrible there.
Yeah, but Malmus with the direct. Edison, congrats on the record. Played well. I don't know. Like, I was checking something. Haaland and Marmoush are gonna play well together. If by what I'm seeing is true, because there's this thing where the centre back loves following Haaland around. So that's why Edison was able to get that goal. I mean, Haaland drops in deep for that goal kick.
Pulls the centre back.
Pulls the centre back beyond the halfway line.
Yeah.
Marmoush comes from the left-hand side, running diagonally, making the run in behind. Edison sees it immediately, kicks the ball. So by the time the centre back realizes Marmoush is running in behind,
and it's quite pacey.
It's quite pacey as you saw. The right back is trying to cover. I mean, it's already too late, and Edison is pinpoint, almost as good as Kune with those
the distribution back in the day.
Yeah,
so three key players that I'm seeing here that assisted, that contributed to Manchester City's 4-0 win against Newcastle. We have Edison. His distributions, if he can continue with this, it's going to be a problem, especially making use of those tactics of pulling, the centre back and getting the likes of Savinho and Marmoush running. We see Haaland coming in. Mostly these are the balls that they come in, a quick touch, and then he releases the guy. He's gone. And then with Savinho, I think wherever Marmoush, Haaland, and Savinho are, these guys are going to be either contributing to one another.
There's going to be a lot of rotation, a lot of running in behind. I see that's how City is going to play, I think. And also creating space, because Marmoush also, when he draws out the right back, he leaves space for Haaland to go out wide. Hence the assist. Then he gets the ball. He gets the ball, he runs inside. Haaland with that left foot can ping it as well. It's almost as good as Harry Kane with those passes, but not as good, but almost. But yeah, a lot can be done, and I think I like what Pep is cooking.
What is doing now, hundreds. I think there's a lot to be celebrated.
Liverpool should be worried, especially the way they played against Woes.
There are a lot of assets. While we're still on Chelsea, on Manchester City, there are a lot of assets there that, as managers, we can start looking out for after the terrible run of fixtures at a good price. I mean, the likes of Savinho, Marmoush. Exactly. So yeah, look out for that, managers. Manchester City. Let's see how they perform going forward.
Only the second Egyptian to score a hat-trick in the Premier League.
And then Crystal Palace won 2 Everton. Huh?
Not that surprising.
Everton
have been playing well. They drew.
David Moyes.
They drew with Liverpool in the Merseyside.
They did. But it was an unfair draw, of course. We did see that the time was well off.
What time was
well off?
Don't come and tell us about time well off. When Danny Welbeck, what was his name? Origi scored a corner that was not even blown by whistles, and the added extra time was over. Everyone was waiting for the 90 minutes to go on.
Crystal Palace won.
You didn't complain about
Crystal Palace won 2 Everton. David Moyes is picking up. I don't know if I can say he's picking up where he left off, but his influence has definitely been noticed. It's been, making. We've seen some great players, the likes of Beto. You've spoken of Beto quite a number of times.
I did.
It was unfortunate for, who's the other guy that got injured?
Calvert-Lewin.
No, Ndia picked up a knock. I think he could be out for the rest of the season.
I'm not sure about the rest of the season, but unknown return date.
Yeah, that's not a very good thing. So, yeah, man, your thoughts? I think Mateta, I wouldn't be surprised, I haven't checked, but I think Mateta, was it Mateta probably contributed in the goals for Palace? Yes, it was.
Yes, he's the one in-form player.
No.
If I'm not mistaken, Beto did score again.
Beto did score. Mateta did score for, I think, the 6th game running.
And Alcaraz with the goal and assist. Ashley Young, I don't know how he's still doing it. But yeah, Kato is going to complain about time being well over when Ashley Young is like 41 years old. I mean, you guys have been taking advantage of that. That man was running 90-something plus minutes, and Trent Alexander is failing.
No, man, he came in as a sub. What are you talking about? Because he came in the second half.
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
Time is only relevant when it favors Liverpool, as you know. But yeah, Everton should be proud of their performance. They've been in very good form. form. I like what David Moyes is doing there. What is it? 4 out of the last 5 games, the win and 1 draw.
And 1 draw against the leaders.
Against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Before Moyes, it was loose City. But I mean, like I said, they've been quite good. They've been in good form.
Yeah.
They've been in good form. That result doesn't surprise me one bit.
Right.
And yeah, I think they play United next. That's a win for them.
Shots fired.
They play Brentford. That might be a more difficult fixture. I don't know if Wolves is still a 2 on that FDR ranking. But I guess they have to prove themselves. And then after that, they go into a death row. Literally, probably the worst run of fixtures from April. I'm sure when they saw this, they thought it was April Fools. Liverpool, Arsenal, Nottingham Forest, Man City, Chelsea.
Yep.
5. Those are the 5 fixtures in a row. But until then,
They should be collecting as many points as possible to stay up.
They don't need to worry about relegation. I told you, those bottom 3 are going the same way they came up, it's the same way they're going down. There's no hope there.
Yeah.
I think Beto could be good for Man United. Because 13 points, 8 points against Liverpool, 8 against Palace. Could probably get 13 points against Man United. Brentford, he could score a goal. It could be 1-1 or 2-1.
I think the opportunities are endless.
And Alcaraz as well.
Yeah.
Quite a player. So Everton, don't sleep on Everton.
All right. Let's finalize the fixtures, Mario. Tottenham 1-0 Man United. I mean, conversations about what's going on in Man United are everywhere you tune in. Everyone is talking about what is going on. I mean, the fans were supporting Amiron, but we knew that it's going to end very early. I mean, it didn't take a magician or a fortune teller to say, this will end in tears quickly. And it didn't end. I mean, it's been less than, 3 months? Yeah. And now they're talking about what this man is doing. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh my God.
They're already sounding like a team that is ready or probably already looking for another manager.
Imagine. Another manager.
Imagine.
I told you they should have just kept Ruud van Nistelrooy, and then you argued with me. You're like, hey, let them start with, let them get a handle on it now so that he sees the problems by the end of the season.
I'm going to correct you.
Run back the tapes. Run back the tapes.
We can run back the tapes. I was one of the guys that was supporting Ruud van Nistelrooy, and I said, rather keep the man for the rest of the season.
Yes, but then this guy come in with his fresh players, with his fresh mentality, having won at Sporting, with that confidence. But they didn't want to listen to me. You see? These people don't want to listen. And it's funny how when we're speaking about Manchester United, they're behind the camera, the eyes are down, these guys are trying to look everywhere except at us. Hey, look me in the eye. But Manchester United, Spurs. I mean, how do you lose to Spurs? And funny enough,
an injured Spurs.
Ravaged Spurs. Exactly, I mean, they don't even have Ben Davies. When last did you hear about Ben Davies playing football? I mean, football, let alone Premier League football. Any kind of football. I mean, this guy, they went and they took. I'm sure he was retired, but still they spent it as a player.
Yeah.
Went, picked him off the couch, said, "Can you train this week? We're playing United." We were a bit short-staffed, and then they brought him in. But absolutely embarrassing. It's
tough for United. Do you still believe that they might possibly get tangled into the relegation?
I believe so. Like there's a meme, and I don't know if the editor, I'm gonna send it to you, so please put it, do your thing and put it there. There's a meme, like one of our friends busy bantering me, Slovo, you know who you are, bantering me hard because he knew from Friday that come Sunday, it's his turn with Man United because Chelsea lost that 3-0. And then I send in a meme into the group. He's all quiet. This lady, he says Manchester United fans bantering everyone before the Spurs game. But then when they play, like 15th, 13th, 14th, 15th. So it's like, and then they go back to 15th. Then it's like they come, and then they go back to 15th. So I mean, 17. 18,
possibly
from 15th. It's not that. It's not
technically
that
they're in a relegation zone if we to start the season.
I mean, I think Manchester United have a higher chance of getting relegated than Wolves, who are just sitting above the relegation zone right now. Because they're at least coming into some nice form.
Yeah.
Everton, who are won 4 out of their
I
last
wouldn't
5.
disagree with that.
You see? And Fulham, who are also in a good
I
run
wouldn't
of form.
disagree with
So
that.
I think Man United is more likely to get relegated than those deep teams. So yeah.
Hey, I feel for Man United supporters.
Quite sad. FPL wise, what do you say? We're just speaking about this fixture because it's just soccer related, and you know we have to cover it.
There's no
But then
manager who I think probably is a Man United player on that team.
a Tottenham Hotspur player.
A Tottenham Hotspur.
It was a battle of the disabled. I hope
funny.
that's not.
That is not fun.
That's
not funny. Let's move on. Let's move on to the green and red, arrows.
Okay.
Mario.
Handicapped. I'm sorry.
Mario. So on your side, right? We'll start with your team and see how handicapped you are. Sitting on 45.
Hey, bro, I'm extremely handicapped, my guy.
Having taken a -4.
Both of my handicaps and my kneecaps out, bro.
Performing below average.
45 points. Yeah. I mean, at this point, I need Konate to go score a hat-trick. And not just to equal that tally.
I like
for me to
we spoke about this, the impossible that FPL managers tend to do. Konate scoring a hat-trick.
Hey, but and Morgan Rogers to score a hat-trick as well. That's what I actually need.
And Konate currently sits on 0. I see on your team there. But yeah, Mario, you scored 45 points, having captain Salah as well, who gave you 16 points. So, as you said, you still have Konate, who you're hoping he scores a hat-trick. And then Gakpo, we know that we found out late that he's possibly not going to play. We don't know if he's still going to feature in this Thursday fixture.
I heard he's not. So
yeah. So we can just roll out that and
start. I really wish.
And your bench is terrible, my friend.
I really, really wished I took out Konate.
Your bench looks shocking.
Whole nothing like.
Fast is probably the one who's going to come in for you.
He won't because all played. I think.
Oh, so the 0 is not a missed fixture.
But just click on him, let's see.
Yeah, my guy.
Did he play?
He played a whole 90 minutes.
Yeah, you see, and if you concede 40 goals in 90 minutes, it's -1.
All right, that is you, Mario. I scored 54 points, having captain Salah, and also having played my assistant manager. So currently I'm sitting on 4 points. Disappointing, to be honest, with my assistant manager. I'm caught in between whether I should sub my assistant manager for someone else. You know, go audacious, go for, you know, a lower ranked team there. I think it's that time when our small teams start doing the things like, you know, Brighton's chowing Chelsea's there, and I see their manager sitting on 21 points. Did you see their manager sitting on 21 points there?
Brighton.
For assistant manager.
Brighton's.
Yeah. Imagine.
But I would jump on Fulham's manager probably. Who's Fulham? I would check the upcoming fixtures. But yeah, the ones that are, and you have to check the log because there are loopholes in this.
And there are loopholes.
Like Fulham beating Nottingham Forest. Look at that. Fulham is probably more than 5 places below Nottingham Forest. So that counts as a 10-point win for the manager. They scored 2 goals. That's points for that as well. You see?
That's correct. I was shocked when I saw the other manager sitting on 21. I'm like, that's crazy. This chip is wild.
Yeah,
so but I think it's one that needs to be studied a bit more. But we did say.
Or you could use it on Man City when they play Liverpool.
If you still have it.
The thing is, Liverpool is almost 5 places above Man City.
You could, and hope that Man City wins.
In the money.
Yeah, in the money. But standout players, Mario, we've been speaking about the Egyptian Mamouche, 17 points that he scored, voted king of the game week with a hat-trick. Currently valued at 7.1 million, as we did say. At the time of recording, this has gone up if you had been paying attention to his price, and his ownership is 5.5%. So it's a good one. There's a good one for managers that jumped on him quite early. Minte, 16 points with 2 goals. His market value is 5 million with an ownership of 0.7%. And then we see Merino from Arsenal, 16 points as well, with 2 goals that he scored, 6.0 million, and is owned by 0.3% of managers. Mario, so I think for the rest or the big chunk of this episode, we're going to just touch on some chip strategies, as we did promise you guys that we're going to touch on some. We're going to give you some 3 chip strategies. I think out of the interest of time, we will just scan through it, but we'll keep talking about them until we get to the later stages of the season, because they will still be relevant. So I would say, yeah, probably just have a look at the screen right now so that you can probably take a screenshot so that you guys can have this on record going forward. So there are 3 strategies that I've shortlisted here, Marin. I'll just you can also just jump in on each one of them. I think for managers, I'll also just put up the calendar for the rest of the season with the blank game weeks, the double game weeks.
You mean the possible?
The possible, yes.
Don't
That's a very important word. The possible,
reliant on fixtures and
the outcomes of the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. No, not the Carabao Cup, because the Carabao Cup is already decided. Yeah, so the FA Cup. So
probably maybe the new format of the Champions League might
possibly
come into
as well. That could have an influence. So yeah, let's get into it.
The Conference League and the Europa League.
Let's get into it, Mario. So chip strategy number 1, it's called the balance strategy. Balanced strategy. Okay. And what does chip strategy number 1 suggest? It says that in game week 25, you play your assistant manager, right? If you still have it. Right? And then between game week 25 and game week 29, you use transfers to prepare for the blank game week 29, right? So we're saying you use your chip strategy now in this post game week if you didn't already. And you start preparing transfers to work your team around the blank game week 29, right? By the way, this is going all the way to game week 36. And then between game week 30 and 39, you can play a wild card to prepare for the double game week 33. So game week 33, there's a double game week, which has been confirmed. So as I said, between 25 and 29, you use your transfers to prepare for the blank game week 29, right? And then game week 30 to 32, you can use your wild card to prepare for double game week 33. And then on game week 33, after playing, as we mentioned, the wild card, you can also activate your bench boost. So it means that when you're putting your team together, you want to make sure that for 33, you have good assets that are starting 11 players, because that's the whole key with the double game week. You don't want a player who comes in the last 30 minutes, and hope that he scores, unless he's a really impact player that can guarantee points. But you want a player that is guaranteed to start and has a higher probability of scoring, right? So that is 33. Bench boost on 33. This is with the strategy. 34, you play a free hit. I'll go reference exactly some of the calendar dates, which is why you should be playing a free hit. So there's likely, actually, let me just pull it up quickly. So we're saying game week 34, there's a big blank game week due to the FA Cup final. FA Cup semi-final. So that is the reason why you would likely want to play.
Probably most likely be 4 Premier League teams.
Yes. So that is the free hit for 34. And then on 36, one of the old-time strongest chip, triple captain, if you still have it. We know that most managers have actually played it. So the triple captain right now, for those that still have it, the best time to play it, if you still have it and you want to adopt chip strategy number 1, is to play your triple captain on game week 36, right? So what are the advantages and the disadvantages for this?
Playing it on 36. What is there a double game week predicted?
Let us look at the calendar. So what is game week 36 looking like? Game week 36, it's a double game week.
4.
Sorry, it's a likely small double game week. It's a slightly small.
Predict something
yes. Yeah, it's a likely small double game week according to our calendar, which, as I said, you will see up on your screen there. So some of the advantages and the disadvantages for going with this chip strategy is that you can easily maximize points on all of the double game weeks. So the double game weeks are 25, 33, and 36. These have been confirmed. 25, which we are currently in the middle of, 33, which is yet to come, and 36. So you'll remember the triple captain on 36. So there is definitely a double game week there, and I'm guessing that Liverpool is one of them, given the fact that they're in the final of the Carabao Cup.
I think that affects, probably, because if they blank in 29, they're going to have to double
which they do.
Which is probably in 33.
Correct.
Or 36.
33 or 36. So that is the first advantage of it. And then the second one is that you can easily deal with the biggest blank of the season, which is 34. So you heard there is blank game week 29 and blank game week 34. So if you recall earlier what I said, right? I said the free hit on 34. So that is the reason why you want to play the free hit. So that on 34, you are able to navigate through the blank game week. And then the last advantage of this is that it works well if you have 6 or less players from Liverpool, Newcastle, Aston Villa, and Crystal Palace, because they do blank on game week 29. So you can easily start maneuvering through. Remember that it says if you did play your assistant manager in game week 25, which is the one that we're currently running through, between 25 and 29, you're able to start playing around with the transfers, right? Getting rid of those Liverpool assets, Newcastle assets, Aston Villa assets, and Crystal Palace assets, right? Exactly. So, yeah, those are the advantages. The disadvantages is that you'll need to spend the next game weeks, as we did say, working through game week 29, being careful about your transfers. You'll also likely score below average on game week 29. That is a possible disadvantage that you might encounter. And it is difficult to use this strategy if you have 8 or more of the Liverpool, Newcastle, Palace.
You're compelled to free hit in 29.
Correct. So there will be a solution for that in the coming 2 gaming chip strategies. So that was chip strategy number 1. As I said, it's coming up on the screen. Take a picture, take a screenshot so that you're able to sit down and reference this. We will drop it as well on our socials so that you guys can be able to download it. I don't know your thoughts, but I guess you can compare chip strategy 1 without any other comparison.
But I guess I did comment on it here and there throughout it.
Yeah.
But I guess it's all dependent on fixtures, as all chips are. Tried and tested classic of bench boosting on a major double, making sure you have the right players in. We're free hitting on a major, on the biggest blank, which if it is, like you said, the semi-final of the FA Cup, results in that. It's gonna be like two-sided because of the blank then, and then the double game week that might come in 36 might be bigger because of that. So quite dependent. Like you said, we'll put the calendar up, and then you guys can decide.
The managers can be able to decide what works best. So chip strategy number 2. Again, this one is quoted, or rather called the quick fix strategy. It's a quick fix strategy.
What is it, like a wild card now strategy?
We'll find out. But similar to chip strategy number 1, it suggests that you play your assistant manager now in game week 25, which is still ongoing, if you still have it. And then on 29, as you said, what did you say? Wild card or free hit?
Free hit.
A free hit. It says 29, you free hit. So it doesn't worry about having to deal with between 25 to 29. It says on 29, you just free hit. So you're taking it, it's a quick fix, right? And then between 30 and 33, you use your transfers to prepare for the double game week 33, right? And then on 33, it also suggests a bench boost. I think 33 is also on chip strategy number 1, that you bench boost on 33. I think there was already a pattern there on those 2 that is locked in terms of the most played chip that we're likely going to see. And then in 34, it says the wild card to remove the blank game week 34 players. We know that 34 is going to be the biggest blank game week of the season. So blank game week 34, you can use your wild card with this chip strategy. And then in game week 36, again, similar to chip strategy number 1, suggesting a triple captain. So you can see that there's not a lot of differences. The main difference is that on 21, you play a free hit. It also says that, most of the chips that you're playing are likely the same. Triple captain on 36, bench boost on 33. But it's called a quick fix, right? If you rather work through dealing with transfers between game week 30 and 33. So the advantage of that is that it's great. It's a great short-term strategy. It is fully dealing with the blank game week 29 issues. It also deals with the blank game week 34 issues, with some restrictions, of course. And it works well if you have 8 or more Liverpool, Newcastle, Aston Villa, or Crystal Palace players. It's the answer to the other question. If you have a lot of those players, you can probably go and adopt chip strategy number 2. But the disadvantage is that You may find it difficult to fully take advantage of double game week 33 if you do go with the strategy. It also
Because you wild card after 33 and not before.
correct. You free hit, so you free hit before 33. So you likely want to.
But you want a wild card to resolve a blank. Doesn't sound like the wisest.
No. Chip strategy number 1 says 33 you bench boost and then you free hit on 34.
Yes, but you wild card between 30 and 32.
Yes, you wild card between 30 and 32.
So
hundreds.
That's what I'm saying. With chip strategy number 2, you wild card after 33.
Correct.
With chip
on
strategy
34.
number 1, you wild card before.
Correct.
33. So
Yeah.
meaning you don't maximize your wild card for the bench boost, and you use a wild card for blank fixtures, which is never really a good idea. Making chip strategy number 1 more appealing.
So far with the comparison, as you say. So yeah, that is exactly how chip strategy number 2 is giving you in terms of also the advantages and the disadvantages. And then the last chip strategy that we do have here is the no wildcard strategy, right? It's the title of it, no wildcard strategy. And how does this one look? Similar to 1 and 2, it suggests playing your assistant manager now if you still have it, right? It's highly indicating that if you still haven't played,
I feel like your trauma from your assistant manager messing it up. Now you wanna like spread that onto other people. Now it's like you're twisting our arms.
No.
Like,
and again,
you have to play your assistant manager. I think
if you haven't played it, you haven't played it, right? But maybe before you jump on Mario, FPL is very dynamic, right? Things change, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's also another gap that is opened to play an assistant manager, which is way better. So I'm not necessarily saying take this as the only solution. This is just a guidance with what we know right now, right? But there's still so many permutations that you can play. There's so many probably cheap strategies that you can still probably navigate around. So this is just, some guidance to some of the managers that probably were still struggling on deciding how to navigate the cheap strategies, given the fact that now the games are starting to run out and there's this couple of blanks that we're talking about in the doubles, right? But chip strategy number 3, as I said, it starts with also having played an assistant manager chip in game week 25. Between 25 and 29, it says you use your transfers to prepare for blank game week 29. So it's also quite similar to chip strategy number 1, right? Which is also suggesting that you use your transfers between 25 and 29 to prepare for the blank game week, right? And then it says between 30 and 33, you use your transfer to prepare. You use transfers as well to prepare for double game week 33. So as it said, no wild card. So you're just using your available transfers to transfer to set your teams for all these big events, which is the blank game week and also the double game week. And this is for managers that are no longer holding their wild cards, because some managers could have already used the second wild card.
Some managers are like they wait for that wild card like the new Jordans. They're just waiting for it to drop. And then as soon as it just touches the ground,
it's gone. It's used. So this one is for you, managers.
Some of them didn't even have it past the 1st of January.
Exactly. So as we're saying, chip strategy number 3. Chip strategy number 3, Mario, game week 33 bench boost, quite similar to chip strategy number 1 and chip strategy number 2. Right, so very similar. Game week 34, it's suggesting a free hit. This is chip strategy number 3, free hit on game week 34. So I think we saw that in 34 for chip strategy number 2, you can wildcard, and then also, in chip strategy number 1, it's also suggesting a free hit. But in this case, for chip strategy number 3, given the fact that you don't have a wild card, it means that you have to use your free hit for 34. And then 36, similar to 1 and 2, it's using a triple captain, right? So yeah, what are the advantages of chip strategy number 3? You get to play your wildcard earlier, which is what most managers would have done right now, given the fact that if they're adopting this strategy, they don't have a wildcard. And then it is it is very easy to deal with the biggest blank of the season, which is 34. So managers right now, the biggest headache is 34 the biggest blank game week of the season. This is where you want all your chips, you want all your ammunition, you want all your weapons.
You need all your guns.
You need all your guns.
All your
You need the nukes. You need the choppers. You need the grenades. You need the dynamites. You need the kamikazes. You need everything. Right. So that is blank game week 34 and double game week 33. You also want to maximize there. It's heavily saying for all strategies 33 bench boost. If you have used your bench boost, I'm sure you're gonna not like this episode because you're in trouble. And out of all these 3 strategies, they're suggesting that 33 is the game week to bench boost, which means that you have to have the bench, Mario, to bench boost.
You need all your soldiers with you.
You need you need the reserves. You need
not
everyone.
just some of your soldiers. You need all your
everything.
soldiers. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, managers, that is how the chip strategies are currently sitting. As we said, we promised you guys that this episode we're gonna go through the chip strategies, and as I'm saying, we're still gonna be going through all these chip strategies. Obviously, just eliminating the games that have gone for any of the managers that probably will have missed it or probably still want some guidance or the tweaks that, as Mario mentioned earlier, that some of these things we have to manage through.
They are fixture dependent.
They are fixture dependent. They're dynamic. So all of those things we shall see, and we will update you guys right here on Game Week 39 podcast, because we are here to give you all the analysis that you need going into the next game week. Mario, just before we close, I think maybe some fixtures that really stand out for you this coming game week and captain choices. I've shortlisted Southampton versus Brighton. No surprise. And we have Man City and Liverpool. I think probably one of the biggest fixtures of the season.
For the season, why?
Hey, my guy.
Okay, why?
We are putting the
Explain
final
to
nail
me why.
on the coffin. We're putting the final nail on the coffin for Manchester City, and if I believe that if we can just sort of like win this one, I can't see anyone else stopping us.
You Man City and Liverpool fans are narcissists. Explain to me why that is the biggest. Not number 1 versus number 2.
Right.
It's not for the league title. So
you see, when you are not even competing for the title,
no,
it becomes so sour.
Just big heads for nothing.
It becomes sour for nothing. But
heads.
Mario,
But
fixtures, captain choices.
Fixtures. Like you said, Brighton, Southampton.
Yeah.
But Brighton is not that strong. Like I said, they just got a weak Chelsea. So, I mean, I'm not going to go and bring in Brighton players just because
Are they going to be playing a strong Southampton? Is there no opportunity for managers maybe there to go in? And also keeping into account...
If you're going to go, I would say Minta.
Correct.
He looks like the brightest spark. Mitoma is hot and cold. So, for me, mainly probably Minta.
Yeah.
Maybe a defender, keep a clean sheet. Van Bruggen, who knows, maybe he does that assist again. Can take a chance on him. Arsenal versus West Ham. Arsenal stubborn defense. Might keep a clean sheet. West Ham not too encouraging. But they're more likely to avoid relegation than Manchester United, that's for sure. But Chelsea, Villa, Chelsea's just something else. They might get smacked. Knowing Chelsea. And with Rashford and Asensio and the boys running the way they run.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not even looking forward to that game. Newcastle, Forest. Newcastle is hot and cold, to be honest with you. But Nottingham Forest could slap them with a bounce back win. Man City, Liverpool, that's up in the air. The way Liverpool played against Woes, not too encouraging. I mean, 0 shots second half. Man City, like we know, lethal. They can be lethal in front. But I can see that being a draw. I don't see a high-scoring game week coming up, if I'm being honest.
So who's your captain? Who's your vice captain? If you can assist the managers on making that decision.
Captain? And all this mess. Maybe I bring in Ethan Wangwari, make him my captain. Who knows?
So this is Arsenal versus?
West Ham. I think maybe if there's a potential for a team, for a fixture to run away from a team, maybe it might be that one.
All right. So you're going to take it out from Salah? and hope with the hopes that Manchester City is going to.
Bournemouth has been playing well. If Wolves are not careful, they could have a tough time there because Bournemouth is at home. But yeah, this is a weekend definitely for a punt. Definitely for a punt. Yeah, but Salah loves a good Man City game. And maybe just keep the armband on him.
All right, you heard, managers. You heard. If you want to take a punt, you can take a punt. But if you are gonna stick to Salah, who's trying to climb the all-time, all-time
He
goal
already
scoring.
passed Lampard and Henry.
Hey, my guy. If you also believe that Salah is trying to catch Aguero in fifth this season, you'll probably keep
Is
it
it
on.
possible?
Hey, my guy.
How far is it?
We're gonna watch episode 26 and then remind Mario.
No, I'm asking how far is it?
I can't recall exactly, but I think he's chasing down Aguero right now. But yeah, you heard, managers. I think we are also gonna put up our show and tell teams, but out of the interest of time, as you said, this show was mainly also dedicated it was mainly dedicated on the chip strategy. So we're just gonna put up our teams. You guys are gonna see them. Myself and Mario's team. You're gonna see it on the screens, and also we're gonna post it up on the socials.
He's definitely catching a girl.
But yeah,
And Andrew Cole.
correct.
He'll probably be fourth by the end of the season.
100%.
Probably not gonna. Definitely not
I
catching.
think top 3 is a bit of
He's definitely not catching Rooney. Definitely not catching Harry Kane. Alan Shearer. Come on.
So
But,
yeah, that is it from us. Game week 26. The deadline is this Friday, by the way, the 21st. So at 8:30, it's an early kickoff. So make sure that you guys have your team sorted. We spoke about the chip strategies. We spoke about the captain choices. We spoke about some punts that you can throw in, and some options that you can look into on managers that you probably want to bring in if you want to play the assistant manager if you still have it. But yeah, that is it, Mario. Let's close.
Yeah, like I always say, you know what it is. Numbers don't lie, but women do. So if your woman was not answering the Valentine's call last week, or you saw a bunch of roses you didn't understand, you know what it is. But on our side, you know what it is. Prepare for that deadline. Prepare, watch, analyze. And like I always say, men lie, women lie, but numbers never lie, baby.
All right, you heard. Numbers never lie. And this is us. We shall catch you guys in the next episode. We out. Cheers.
Peace.